This is a fan-generated show. If you would like to support us, please go to jamieglazov.com and also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. All your support is greatly appreciated.
Good evening. Welcome to the Jamie Glazov Moment. Tonight, part 3 of our 3-part series, 9 Steps to Counter Jihad. Tonight we are doing steps 7 to 9. We did steps 1 to 3 in the first part, steps 4 to 6 in the second part. Go back and watch those first 2 parts if you missed them. These steps to counter jihad provide the hope that we can offer alternative strategies that will turn the catastrophic situation we're in now around in America's favor. Ladies and gentlemen, this series is based on my article at Breitbart, 9 Steps to Successfully Counter Jihad. Go look it up and read it if you haven't already. Before I continue, like I did the last time, I just want to give props and credit to 3 very important authors, Robert Spencer, Stephen Coughlin, and Sebastian Gorka, from whom I have synthesized many of these ideas. Robert Spencer's, all of his work, very important, but get his new book, The Complete Infidel's Guide to Iran. Stephen Coughlin's masterpiece, Catastrophic Failure, you gotta get it. And Sebastian Gorka's book, Defeating Jihad, The Winnable War. 3 very important works on all of these issues and how we can turn this catastrophic situation around, a catastrophic situation that the left and Obama has put us in. Step number 7, put pressure on mosques, Islamic groups, and schools. This is not being done, it's just common sense. Authorities have to start subjecting mosques and other Islamic institutions to surveillance and discard the suicidal leftist notion that it is racist and Islamophobic to do that. As Robert Spencer counsels, this has to involve introducing programs that teach against jihadists' understanding of Islam. And these programs have to be regularly monitored by the government. So in other words, right now we have like CARE and ISNA and these different groups. Oh, we're against terrorism. We're against terrorism. But what are you doing against terrorism? What are you teaching the members of your organizations? What are the mosques teaching, etc., etc.? So we don't want to hear any lip service anymore. Where are the programs that you have introduced in Islamic schools, in institutions, in the mosques that completely reject the jihadist view of Islam and that make joining ISIS unattractive and delegitimizing in all Muslim eyes why they should join ISIS? And so these programs have to be introduced and monitored. Spencer rightly stresses that the paradigm has become that Muslim communities have to win the trust of intelligence and law enforcement agents, rather than the other way around, which is absurdly and tragically the case right now. In other words, the left has controlled our culture so much that the FBI is trying to tell the Muslims that we're good, we're good. No. The Muslim communities have to win our trust, America's trust, the FBI's trust. Have to turn this around because, tragically and unfortunately, jihad is inspired and sanctioned by Islamic texts. So it lies on the Muslim community to, the obligation is on them to turn this around and to win the trust of American people and government. And this all sounds so politically incorrect, but this is exactly what needs to be done if we want to stop jihadists on our territory now coming even into our churches and synagogues and beheading our priests and our rabbis and etc., all unbelievers in general. Step number 8, bring counter-jihadists into the government. Duh! Not being done at all, up until now with Obama. Instead of having Muslim Brotherhood sympathizers like Muhammad Ali Biari serving on the U.S. Homeland Security Advisory Council, he resigned in September 2014 under very mysterious circumstances. Instead of having Muslim Brotherhood-linked individuals like Huma Abedin serving as the right-hand woman of Hillary Clinton while she was at the State Department and, she's still around, instead of having these individuals that are sympathetic to the Muslim Brotherhood or connected to the Muslim Brotherhood or, supporting Sharia, why are these people in our government? Get rid of these people. They don't belong in our government. Sharia is not compatible with the U.S. Constitution. What we need is counter-jihadists in our government. And we all know who these noble and courageous individuals are. And I have mentioned some of them when I began this segment and referenced their work. Those are the kind of people that should be advising the President of the United States and the FBI, etc., etc. Step number 9, the last step, but I'm sure there's 99 more. But for this series, step number 9, ridicule the enemy. Ridicule is a vicious and potent weapon. There is a baffling and shameful silence in our culture's sphere of comedy, especially in Hollywood and in our media, with regard to the myriad ingredients of Sharia and Jihad that merit at least 1 million hilarious satirical sketches. Where are they? Why in every Hollywood movie I watch, there's some priest being ridiculed, some born-again Christian being ridiculed, or some pastor, or some rabbi, or some Jewish person or Hasidic person? Where are all the sketches and satires on Islam and on Sharia? Bill Maher, for whatever unappealing drawbacks he has in conservative as his eyes, he has set a bold standard in this respect. Go watch his Burqa Fashion Show skit. Burqa Fashion Show skit. Bill Maher. There should be 1 million of these skits, and I give him credit for doing that. So politically incorrect. Everybody's just, oh my God, what is he doing? What is he doing? Everybody's terrified to have humor about these things. But credit to Bill Maher for the Burqa Fashion Show skit. American comedians need to start writing scripts that follow in Maher's footsteps. And Americans need to encourage and equip them to do so, and to also vigorously defend them from the attacks and slanders that they will inevitably receive from totalitarian leftist and Islamic forces. For instance, the way the left has molded our boundaries of discourse is after the Burqa Fashion Show, they would say, oh, Bill Maher, he's instigating hatred of Muslim people. He's instigating violence against Muslim people. This is a lie. What that Burqa Fashion Show skit actually does is expose the inhumanity and degeneracy and evil of Sharia and of Jihad. And it's actually liberating. It's actually an effort that will, because it's exposing the evil of Sharia, it enables and empowers those who are persecuted by it. So when we ridicule the burqa and show how ridiculous and also evil it is, we are helping the women that are being forced to live in those totalitarian cages. So this is done on behalf of Muslim people who are the victims of Islam and of Sharia. And so this is very important for us to do. We must never underestimate the crippling effect of comedy on the totalitarian mullahs of the world. The contemptuous snickering and roaring laughter of people as they gaze at the pathetic rules and lives of Sharia's gatekeepers poses a danger to tyrants like no other. This episode has been sponsored by Act for Canada, Bridget Gabriel's organization, Act for America, its extension in Canada, a great country. Go to actforcanada.ca, and there is a wonderful person that is the leader of Act for Canada. Her name is Valerie Price. She runs Act for Canada. She is the coolest and one of the most beautiful people walking the planet Earth. I don't only say this because she sponsored the show, but she's a very good friend of mine. What a courageous warrior on the front lines fighting for freedom and liberty. Thank you, Valerie Price, and thank you for watching the 9 Steps to Counter Jihad. The Glazov Gang is a fan-generated show. If you like what I'm doing and what we're doing, go to jamieglazov.com to support the show. And if you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel of the Glazov Gang, it's a very sad and tragic thing. Make sure you press the subscription button right now. We'll see you next week. Good night.